Alrighty. Let's get started. Shout out to everybody in the chat. The first person on the chat for this stream was Generally Jenny. Shout out to Generally Jenny, who was first on the stream. Thank you so much for coming by. We have who else do we have here? Michelle Diaz, Read This, Lady Webbs, my mod. Who else? Member wise, let me shout you guys out. Cash H. Who else? I saw some other members here. How are you? Peekaboo. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Nicole Bryant. Who else? I don't want to miss anybody. Let's see. Clem is in the house. Shout out to you. You got off early. You caught 2 lives today. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys are, and even those that watch the replay, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button because it helps with the algorithm. And I'm watching the other device just so I don't miss any comments. Hey, Lily, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button as you're coming in. Hey, Gen1, welcome. What I notice is on StreamYard, hey, Brittany, there is like my StreamYard screen, and then there is the iPad. And so then the iPad goes directly to the app, and that allows me to kind of see the comments quicker and see the action on the chat. And I try to kind of pay attention to the chat so I don't miss any like pertinent comments and stuff. Addie's in the house. Shout out to Addie. Thank you. Hey, Gail. Welcome. You guys made it. All right. So we're going to have a really good conversation today because I feel like I've taken some time to kind of digest this whole situation with Jaguar Wright and everything that has happened that has played out on social media, number one, right? Let's not forget that. I'm going to add this video to the stream before I play it. So, hey, Chico, welcome. Hey, Lane. So let me give you guys an update that we know thus far, okay? Jaguar Wright, this is what happened, okay, a couple days ago. All right, she was detained. She was put on the ground. She was put on a stretcher and taken, all right, to a hospital. She was hospitalized. That's what happened with that. So during the week, Jaguar Wright got with, and I don't know how to call her because I don't necessarily think she's a content creator, but I'm gonna say her name, even though I try to be very careful about saying her name. Hey DJ, welcome. She connected with the Ash lady. Yes. She connected with Tokyo Tony. Tokyo Tony is Black China's mom, or excuse me, daughter. Tokyo Tony is her mom. And so during the week, I guess a nurse was starstruck by Tokyo Tony and basically allowed Jaguar Wright to have access to a phone from a facility. Yes, Tokyo Tony, you guys are like, really? Yeah. And let me go ahead. For those that don't know who Tokyo Tony is, I'll put up a picture real quick. Let me stop. Let me share this real quick because some of you guys may not be aware of who this is. So she is right here. She is popular because her daughter is an actual celebrity. She is Black China's mom. She appeared in a couple of shows. She doesn't have the best relationship with Black China. So, in my opinion, and just by observation, she tends to use Black China's name a lot, and a lot of people know her. She has her own YouTube channel as well. It is not the most friendliest because, like, I digress, Mika, but it is not the most friendliest channel. Okay, it really isn't. It's not like, hey, welcome everybody. I mean, all week, even today, has been nothing but rants from Tokyo Tony. So I will tell you guys a little bit about what happened, and some of you guys may already be aware. So there was a nurse that allowed Jaguar Wright to use a phone. Let me pause this real quick. While in the facility, the nurse or whoever was with her was starstruck by, I guess, Tokyo Tony. There was a phone. Chico's like, I'm gonna stay quiet. No, you don't have to, Chico. Shout out to you guys. I'm lost, but I'm here to learn. Yes, Ava, no worries. So a phone was snuck in. Long story short, Jaguar Wright was live on a phone getting treatment with Tokyo Tony. This was all live stream, all out there, all live stream, right? And in this live stream, she is basically saying that people George Floyd her, okay, that the officers had George Floyd her, that she had been assaulted, that her husband had been assaulted, that she had injuries, she got no medical attention, she was basically a victim of this, and that this was a setup, and that the barbershop that all of this kind of went down was like, I don't know, a drug house, it was like a place where people go and get drugs, that it's not an actual barbershop where her husband was getting his, fade and whatnot. Um, Sir Escobar, that's what I like to know. I was a little bit like, I don't know how I feel about the situation. So I've worked in, let me think, let me count because it's been okay, it's years. One, two, three facilities. Okay. And it's always, I've seen a lot. Okay. I've seen a lot. And I have to say, and Jaguar Wright has been on YouTube for a couple of years, kind of going all over the place, giving different stories. She is, and I'll say it again, even those that are fans of her, yeah, it is very strange. It's only making things worse. Absolutely, Lily. I couldn't agree more. What she It's a really sad situation because, she comes here and she has said so many stories about a lot of celebrities, okay? And right from the jump, I wanna say when I first saw the interview with Tasha K and Jaguar Wright, I had known that something was not right even in that interaction, and then she went to Storm Monroe. That wasn't right in that interaction, it just something fell off, and then as she progressed, making these allegations on so many celebrities from, Jill Scott, Tevin Campbell, Mary J, Blige, who else? So many people, that I'm just like, she shows no receipts to account for anything that she says. And I'm not saying that that should discredit her. I'm saying that that should lead us to be very careful and concerned about what we believe in terms of what is said out here. I'll never forget, it was 2 years ago where she was also on a stretcher in a hospital. And this is when she was blaming Storm Monroe and she was about to lose her baby. We didn't even know she was pregnant, okay? Lied on Beyonce, sure did. Lied on because nothing honestly at this point, and I think it goes to say, and I'm not saying that Hollywood is perfect. It is absolutely not. We know that. We know that. Nothing is perfect. Not the industry is effed up, okay? Every day we're always seeing something happening, people being victimized, people coming out with stories and having legit receipts. But Jaguar Wright, to me, I kind of wonder. And I know Tasha K had said, well, her family says she's not diagnosed schizophrenic. I don't want to put that label on her because I've never seen a medical record. It might be coming from the family, but we don't know where she's at. What I know is that she's able-bodied to understand one thing I captured just by watching her. She's able-bodied to understand the magnitude, excuse me, the words that come out of her mouth. She knows that what comes out of her mouth is going to cause some level of surprise. There's like a surprise element to it. It might cause some chaos. It might cause people to feel some type of way about what is coming out, and hence why she's gained so much popularity. Uh, at this point, I can't even say it's about her music. She's a very talented woman, but we tend to forget her talent because her other talent is storytelling. That's another one. Hey, Ultra Dark. Hey, Linda, welcome. That is what I've seen, right, Peekaboo? There are way too many people that are entertaining her antics and deflecting from her actual real mental health problems. Not everything is a damn conspiracy. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Enablers make it worse. And I'm all for it. I'm good for a conspiracy theory. I even think that there's some truth to certain theories. I would even say that when she talked about P. Diddy, I think P. Diddy is definitely a problem in the industry, right? I don't know him personally, But from what I've seen and the stories that I've heard, I could be like, yeah, But then you have P. Diddy, and then you have Jill Scott, then you have Tevin Campbell, and I'm like, lady, you got around that much? That much? It's a lot. It is the wow factor, the aha factor. And I'll tell you, it makes me wonder. I mean, Lily, we know about Diddy. We all know, like, it's not disputable. I feel like there's a lot more. You could talk about. I'm just thinking of other celebrities that have been out there that are huge and also play a factor in this scare tactic. And not only that, in how they victimize people in the industry. There's a lot of them out there, a lot of them. But what concerns me here is that people's ability to differentiate, okay, what is fact from fact from fiction, right? So I was thinking about this. I said, damn, so the nurse from where Jaguar Wright is at allowed Jaguar to use the phone. Tokyo Tony goes live and they have a conversation. And in that conversation, she said that her husband is an inbred. She said something about Native Americans having incest relationships. It was just a lot of ranting, and I'm just hearing her talk, and I'm like, in my mind, she's been there for a couple days. I'm wondering where she's at to assess her. She's not ready to come out, and she is not okay. She is not okay. And people, and I was watching other channels kind of having this conversation about, well, are they going to do her like, yeah, Lily, I'm not joking. I'm not she did. She said that her husband was an inbred, and it something about Native Americans or something like that, to basically say that her husband has some lineage or background in that, and therefore those people are inbred, something to that effect. I sat there and I said, "Oh my god." And then she hooks up with Tokyo Tony, who in my opinion is not only the wrong person to hook up with, but it's like even her husband is entertaining Tokyo Tony. He's having conversations with Tokyo Tony. I'm also like in my mind thinking that situation can't even be good. All right. Granted, you have a young man that was the third wheel in that relationship, but if you know Jaguar Wright's history on YouTube and you've seen different things, you know that this woman has been struggling with her mental health for quite some time, and she has no real grip on it, and we are watching her spiral, and this is just part of it. And honestly, I think that the husband is right there. I think Mr. Goomba, okay, is right on that too. They're both struggling. So they're kind of together, right? They might have good days and bad days, but they're both struggling. And having worked in facilities, I could tell you, like, this is just a cycle, and they both probably need to get some really good treatment. We're focused on the marriage. That's fine. But you can't, how do I put it this way? How do you begin to fix a marriage when both of them are struggling? And then you add the element of Tokyo Tony, which I'm not a fan. Sorry, those that are fans of Tokyo Tony, I don't understand the nurse. She was literally fangirling. Oh my God, are you Black China's mom? And oh my God, just go. And I'm just like, girl, your job must not be all that great if you're fangirling over somebody that you can see on YouTube. We are not celebrities. Tokyo Tony, she's been on a couple shows. I get it. Zeus, this, that, and the other, but to me, she is the most toxic personality, and that lady needs a lot of help as well. They all do. Perfect setup for something explosive to happen all around. All around. They feed each other's delusions. Thank you. Thank you. And I think they enable each other, and there's a level of codependency in that relationship with her husband. They cover each other. They're codependent because when he got on the phone after they had already gone live with Jaguar Wright, he goes on the phone with Tokyo Tony on that live. And here's Tokyo Tony Did you be I told you and you better be good to that blah blah bitch, blah blah blah. I'm just like, so Tokyo Tony has become the Mother Teresa, somehow able to give really good marital advice to a situation when she's got her own shit to deal with. She really does. And I try very hard not to talk about Tokyo Tony because I know that she's everywhere and I mean, that's why she's not on my thumbnails and she's not on my title. I don't care for the lady. I really don't. Let me tell you something. I am not a fangirl of a lot of celebrities. Okay. I've had celebrities stop by on my chats a couple times. When I'm talking about them, DZ, whatever list celebrities, I'm just not a fangirl. I'm doing my content. That's what I'm doing. They don't pay my bills. Having them here does not pay my bills. Tokyo Tony has their own ish over there. And hearing that Jaguar Wright has been communicating with her in the hospital, but not only that, listening to Jaguar Wright and the fact that the lady is not in her right mind tells me like this is just a rep. It's just going to be a disaster, even when she gets out. It sucks because it's almost like a setup for her. For those that really care about her, know that her being on the phone and discussing, she just told everybody on that call that they're saying that she has a mental illness. She told and then in the same breath talking about how her husband set her up. So I sat there and I said, this is you already have the enablers out here. You already have these enablers out here. She needs a lot of help. She does. And this is not the first round for Jaguar Wright. I could tell you that. And I don't even need to read her history because she's self disclosed. That being said, though, the other part to this is she came out in that call and said that the officers had George Floyd her. Now, granted, we don't have the full footage, but we have enough footage to see. You have Goomba Head recording while they're arresting her, apprehending her, and putting her in the stretcher. Another thing, shout out to Sean Davy Way, who said that he called the officers that were in the scene and they talked about the intent behind their arrival. They said their intent wasn't to arrest Jaguar, right? It was to, get her treatment, get her help. And based on what she was doing, we don't know what kind of drugs she was on. We don't know what. What I do know is that her husband was not the aggressor in this situation. What I do know is that she did the pull up and got out of the car. And then you have this little dumbass 25-year-old by the name of Solar, whatever the hell, whatever, however he plays a factor into this, go in there trying to defend or get in between this marriage. And then he's somehow a nephew after 3 or 4 days of knowing each other. They've been married for 4 years. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that and how you even explain that. Let me read some of your guys' comments. I don't think a nurse would risk her job by giving her a phone. I think it's mental illness and fueling the file with drugs and alcohol. DJ, but how do you explain the fact that she was able to get on the phone and then the nurse or whoever the attendant was there got on the phone as well and was fangirling over Tokyo Tony? And those videos, I went to Tokyo Tony's page, are not available anymore. I think she took them down. But she's still calling her. She's still calling her. Hey, Tracy, welcome. I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, Jag lashed out at her husband like that on the phone because she got those court papers and realized he agreed with the doc that she needed mental treatment. She does. And so does he. I think they both need help. I don't know if he's willing to understand that, but as an outsider, they both need help. They really do. And it's not like, oh, just give her. I really think they both need inpatient at this point. They both need to be somewhere. Now I don't know of any proof, but they say she sat in the car snorting. Now, like I said, I don't know if it's true, but I mean, the way she was irate, something might have kicked in. And I also want to know, like, history. The fact that she said she self-disclosed that she hadn't slept. That being said, though, and let's make it very clear because I've taken the stance. Jaguar Wright's mental health is not the subscriber's responsibility. to treat. My mental health is not your responsibility as a member, as a sub to treat. That is something that I have to take a hold of. One thing that Jag recognized is that she has mental health issues. That being said, and I think to a certain degree there are even creators here that have mental health issues that have said, I have to go take care of myself. I have to go treat this. I don't want to show this or allow my mental health to seep over to my subscribers and my viewers. I've said that time and time again. It is our responsibility. It is Jaguar Wright's responsibility to seek help. Now, if she's unable to do it because she doesn't believe she needs it, that's a different story, right? But if she can comprehend, and I'm pretty sure that she gets it, I'm pretty sure that she knows that she needs some support. She needs to figure out how to deal with that because she's an adult to do that between her and whoever her caretakers are at that time. We don't really think about how we're watching this and the impact that it has on our own mental health because I saw a lot of people's chats and say, we have to get her back to what she used to do and how she used to be. We have to do this for her. That is not your responsibility. It's not. No, you don't take that on. Jaguar Wright, in my opinion, we're remembering her for her mental illness versus for her actual talent. And that is so unfortunate because we're seeing it here. And until she can get a grip, we won't be able to do anything or see anything different. Jaguar needs to stay in the institution to seek help because she's being used by everyone. Wait until everything cools down and gets rid of everyone in her circle. Mhm. I mean, she can turn on people. We don't know, but I know that those that have been helping her, um, and I know that there have been really good creators out here that want her to see. They see it. They want her to get the support and help. I agree with that. I think she needs it, but I want you to understand something. This right here played out all on live, so this is why people are needing a way in which to what's the word? Process it. How do you process? You can't sit there and be like, well, like, how do you process the situation? Because it keeps playing over and over, right? We've seen it here time and time again. And then she's openly talking about it in other platforms, right? In Tokyo Tony's. She has no problems airing out that call and letting everybody know what's up. People need to process and talk, especially because she still has an outside resource to say things and talk about her husband. I don't know. Right? Right? Hey, Teresa, welcome. Guys, give me 1 second, okay? 1 second. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, guys. I had to take baby bunny somewhere. Um, I would think I'm kind of on that opinion too. We're talking about California mental health facility. No, we're talking about Texas right now. This all kind of went down in Texas. Chico, I seen that live and her hubby said sitting in the car doing lives with Solar. He was talking about the King Pain live and she did with Solar in the car. Yeah. That I don't even know. Yes, it's Texas, guys. It's Texas. So you guys can keep that in mind. My daddy taught me that when people are taking out their head, that when people are taking out of their head, get away from them and do not listen. The energy can transfer demonic. Some of that energy, yeah, you do have to kind of be careful with, in my opinion. You do. Like you just don't know where they're going to go with it, what's going to happen. Maybe an aide or another patient, they took her phone and internet access for a reason. If it was a nurse, she should be fired. I would agree, DJ. Maybe we don't know. they made it sound like it was, um 'cause I'm thinking back, it almost sounded like it was like a fangirl nurse or something, or maybe like an aide, I don't know. As awful as this is, maybe it's a blessing that everything came out, bringing attention to mental illness in the industry, and maybe will help her get rid of the stigma behind the therapy and the treatment, right? No, I agree. I agree, I agree. That's basically what happened when Doc submitted the papers to court. She, was unwilling to sign herself in, so they did it through the courts, and that's Britney Spears kinda makes me think of that situation. That's another one that's kinda going rampant right now on social media with Britney Spears and her mental health and conservatorship, and somebody said in another person's chat, what if they have a conservatorship for Jaguar? If I'm on the fence on conservatorships because I honestly, when I think of Britney Spears, I don't think it was done very, fairly, right? And she was very young at the time that they did it too. So I'm kinda conflicted about that. I do think that they're a necessary evil to a certain degree, but what they did with Britney between her birth control, between what she ate, those were things that kinda really messed with me a little bit in my thought. Now that's just my opinion, you guys can have a different opinion. Speaking truth, I actually like Jag, but she does need help. I do feel like she had to deal with leeches in the past, but she needs to deal with her trauma, absolutely. If this happened in Texas, she'll be out 6 to 8 weeks with no help for her, and that's unfortunate. We don't know what's gonna happen. She could be stable. I mean, treatment in a facility, you gotta think about it this way, right? The goal is safety, compliance, especially if it's somebody that's gonna need ongoing treatment, not necessarily knowing her diagnosis. And even though people have said it's schizophrenia, I don't wanna make that assessment or that call because as an actual social worker, I wouldn't be able to do it, right? But what I have been able to tell just on my own opinion and speculation is it has whatever she's doing has to be long term. It has to follow her, and it has to include a change in her sleep and her diet. This traveling in the car all the time, it's not working. And then the other stuff, the substance stuff, because she self-disclosed using Molly. That's not gonna work for her every day. It's gonna F with her in the long run. We don't know what this looks like. I don't think traditional talk therapy is gonna work with her either. She's gonna have to do something different. And not only that, I think the husband needs help. How can you fix a marriage, okay, or do therapy within, or even figure that out if you guys are both ill, right? You can't. You can't. In my opinion, that's what it looks like. Um, I don't know if it's all states. I know I have to do this for my mom, but it's coming weeks and learning how to go about it. Yes, Texas doesn't have the finding or the capability to help her. Oh, Jesus. Mm. Sadly, there's so many people already lining up to deflect, accuse, or flat out lie to keep from making Jag realize this is serious. There's a lot of people that believe you pray mental ill away. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that do believe that, and I hope I'm not too behind the comments. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that believe that. And that's unfortunate because that's not how you treat mental illness. She ain't talking on no nurse's phone. That other person is a patient. So do you think, Peekaboo, do you think that that was a patient that snuck in a phone? They're on the hospital phones that are available to patients. Ooh, maybe it's a phone that got snuck in. Hey, Tinkle, welcome. Welcome, Tinkle Tits. Um, if she was using a cell, Jag would hit a link and not call. Ooh, I didn't think of that. I mean, you guys are bringing up a good point. The medical community isn't sympathetic to the mental health of Black women. Remember, by everyone's definition, we're supposed to be strong. It's just sad. Mental health alone sucks. But then if you add drugs on top of it, it is really, really hard to show them that it is mental health versus drug. Tracy, that is such a good point. Says Peekaboo, right? Because Jag said on the phone call that she had to let the other girls use the phone and she would call back. You agree with Brittany's situation? Treatment isn't just drugging her. Treatment is life-changing. Absolutely. It's going to follow her. It is everything. It is life-changing. It is everything. So going back a little bit, Jaguar Wright gets on the phone and says that, that the officers had assaulted her, that they had need her, that they had done a bunch of things. And based on what Goomba had filmed, unless he didn't film everything, none of that happened. I'm going to play it so you guys can see it for yourselves. They put her on the ground to handcuff her and put her on the stretcher. It's a sad situation.
She came up here and assaulted me while I was at a fucking barbershop. Her and fucking goddamn me Solar.
She came up there and assaulted him while he was at the barbershop. She then said in that call that the barbershop was a place where they sell drugs. Okay. Ooh, it is heavy. It's heavy. I don't know. Her husband said in the video that she was in the cop car beating up on herself. Really, Peekaboo? I'm speaking from firsthand experience with Texas, Dallas, Texas, and the lack of care with people in episode as such as this is treated. Wow. That's enough coming out of a mouth to make them put them in the hospital. Right. Well, think about, and let me go back a little bit. I'm going to play that clip again where, and shout out to Sean David Way because he had it on his channel here. Her mood and her face, it's like nothing is there, right? And so then when I was listening, I'm listening to what she's saying on this call with Tokyo Tony. None of the ish makes sense, right? She completely takes all fault from herself, right? Like she didn't drive there. So I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, well, did she just disassociate? Like, is there a complete disassociation from herself in that situation? I don't know, right? And although we say, and like I have it on my title, mental health and blaming others, accountability, right? It's a fine balance. If you're completely disassociated from a situation, can you truly be accountable to it? That's a question that I have for everybody here in the chat. And maybe that's a question that we need to create a poll about. If you're truly disassociated, okay? And then you would also have to examine and determine what is true disassociation. Because I want you to think about it this way. There was a point in time, and it just plays in my head because this is what was bothering me a bit. If she was truly disassociated, disassociation, when I've seen it, mania, yeah, absolutely. Disassociation is in itself, she wouldn't necessarily be in touch with reality. That's what I've seen. I've seen different sides of it. I've seen catatonic. I've seen different things. So when I saw her grab the phone and like turn it after spraying the ashes, or not spraying, but just throwing the ashes of her dead son all over the place. And I saw her still on this phone. The phone was hooked up to the windshield side. Okay. She goes up there in the barbershop and is throwing all these ashes all over the place. She gets back in the car and flips the phone camera so that it's facing her. And she's still able to. So in my mind, I'm like, well, that just defeats disassociation. Michelle says a manic person doesn't know they are manic. Right. I agree. So then I said that this piece of accountability, how do we know how do we assess that, right? Do we know? She has a history. I think there's a lot, right? It took them hours to make sure it was a false call, all while I'm on the phone and was told not to come out. Oh my God, it's Alex, baby girl. I'm so sorry. My sister suffered from mental health, is so-called the Dallas in so-called Dallas, who called Dallas, oh my God, and told them someone was trying to kill my mom and oh my God. Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. But she wasn't disassociated because she remembered and tried to excuse her throwing her son's ashes. Is truly disassociation when recall, says Peekaboo. Right. So that's why I said, well, it's a lot, right, for us to assess and figure out. We'd have to sit down. How often does she have these? I mean, how often throughout the year has she gone to the hospital? I've only known of like this being the second event. The other event was when she said she was pregnant and she had to be hospitalized because of Storm Monroe, and she blamed Storm. And we were just like, well, what did Storm do? Even though regardless if you like Storm or not, but it kind of made you wonder, like, well, you guys aren't even in the same state. Schizophrenic people don't realize they're schizophrenic a lot of times. Not saying that's what it is, right? If that's what it is, because I don't know truly. Let's watch this clip again. Shout out to Sean Davy Way. His information is in the description box. He gave me permission to play it last time. I'm gonna play it again. Just watch.
Don't worry, it's for our protection.
What you doing?
It's good to me, man.
I'm just gonna go back.
I'm just protecting Joe.
I don't give a fuck. Go back and get the cup, bro.
That's fine.
Okay. Now.
So she was wearing the white hoodie in here, right? Ooh, unless there's danger to themselves or someone else. That is really sad that they will not step in to intervene or anything. Texas, you got to do better than that. She was wearing the white hoodie, and let me go back a little bit. I saw the back of her right here
on IG, and here is what happened.
I saw her walk in. Okay.
Don't worry.
He's holding the phone.
It's good to me. I'm just gonna go.
There she is right there. As he's sitting in the chair. Okay.
I'm just protecting Joe.
I don't give a fuck. Go back and get the cup, bro.
That's fine.
Okay. Nigga. I'm down talking. Go back and get the cup, bro. Yeah, bro. Ain't none of that. Hey, whatever they got going between them and them, you go back and get the cup.
This is her business. This ain't my phone. This is her phone. That's her phone. Don't even matter. Yeah, it's not even my phone.
He said, this is her phone. It don't even matter. So he gives him the phone, and and Solar is recording. You could kind of see his reflection on the side. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I started watching this and I see this a little bit different now.
Hey, go on, get in the car. I ain't gonna let that happen to her.
Oh, I believe you. Thank you.
There she is. She's upset. She's got her glasses on. She's got the hoodie and everything.
Please protect it. Thank you. That's all I'm here for.
Yeah, you good. Hey, so you want to thank my fucking? Hey, you want?
Okay.
What the fuck?
And he runs up, and she stays there ready to take him on. This is her husband. Hey, King Payne. This is her husband, right? All right, let's keep watching. The way I saw this was that he tries to push her out of the way so that he can get to Solar. Oh.
Hold on.
Get out there! Get the fuck out there! Get him up!
This is my brother. Don't let us fight. This is my brother. Why you want us to fight? I love him. He needs help.
Still coin.
You a fucking dead man. You a fucking dead man. Fuck up. You a fucking dead man.
This is my brother. There's no reason for you to fight. I love you, bro. I love you, Bill. I love you, bro.
They're saying I love you to each other.
You fucking done. You a fucking dead man. Get the fuck. Bobby, you better get him the fuck up, my nephew.
Y'all came up here.
You better get him the fuck up, my nephew.
Y'all break it up. Y'all came up here.
He said come up here. Fuck that shit. Fuck it all. Fuck it all.
Can't do that.
This what this fucking pussy does.
Lord have mercy. You see all those people standing around, not necessarily knowing what to do with this situation. This man is on top of him. They're just kind of like looking at each other. I sat there. I was like, is anybody going to like help?
My nephew. This what this fucking pussy's doing, my fucking nephew.
I never heard you much.
Fuck this nigga.
Yes.
Fuck this nigga. I'm put you on camera, ho. You want to be fucking? You want to be fucking? Fuck that nigga. Fuck him.
Pops the camera off of her or the phone, and then
they all fucking dead. They all y'all fucking niggas is dead. You fucking dead. You put your motherfucking hands on me, you dead. Fuck that. You fucking fake ass fucking gangsters. I'm blowing this shit up. I'm blowing this shit up. On my fucking word. All y'all fucking niggas is dead. You fucking bum bitches.
I think of like when people have said, you know, you're so angry that you black out or you only see red or you only see a certain way all over a cult member she met 2 days over. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so I'm just thinking in my mind, okay, maybe she had this episode, you know, and there's a lot, and maybe she's so focused on that episode. But when we talk about disassociation, because we were talking about that earlier, we just have to figure out, was this it? Did she know exactly? Yeah, Tinkle Tits. The guy that was holding the camera, his name is Solar, and he came out of CarbonNation, which is, you know, they have very interesting sexual practices that include not using protection, okay, and the sharing of partners and stuff. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. So she's, oh, okay, thank you, It Talks Baby Girl, and shout out to It Talks Baby Girl. She's talking about her sister and just how there's still these episodes. So the Texas mental health system is not the best, clearly, and that even regardless of whatever episode she has, there still needs to be treatment. I don't know. Right. Well, but the thing is, though, DJ Zombie, and he says, you know, I can't stand when people sit around just to record, not help. It, especially with Shanquella Robertson, like that was one that I'm like, you just sat there and you recorded. In this instance, Jaguar continued to record. She gave the phone to Solar. Solar was recording. They're still going live. Even after Gerald knocked the phone out of her hand, they're still recording. Hey, Jalen, welcome. They're still recording. She's still recording. So I thought that was interesting. She never stopped.
Solar! 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 Solar!
Right? It's to her.
Solar! Come! Come!
Right, Gen 1.
You're dead! All of you bitches is fucking dead! I'm blowing this fucking place up on my dead son! motherfuckers.
Ready Rock. You know what, Ready Rock? I'm not even mad at your comment. I think you bring up a really good point, though. He says, I'm sorry, that's too much. I'm not getting involved and potentially be arrested. Y'all expect too much from complete strangers. I don't blame you. I'm thinking about what if like this happened inside the shop. You know what I'm saying? In a contained area where you don't even know. She grabbed her son's ashes. What if she had grabbed a gun? Or, I'm just thinking of different things because remember, there was an issue of a gun. There was this thing about a gun had been pointed a couple days ago. Why do they have a gun? Why? This is crazy to me. When I heard that, I said, these people nobody should be having guns at this point if this is how crazy it gets. Why? But let's keep watching.
You motherfuckers. You fucking country bitches. I promise you. I promise all of
That right night charm. I was thinking the same thing. Grabs her son's ashes and spreads them. Continues with the threat. And I thought I said, well, she must be like seeing red or blacked out or not necessarily remembering, but she remembers that she did this. And she had an excuse for it as well in that phone call. So that's the piece that I said, well, what do you do with this, right? DJ Nashville says the same thing. I'm not going to rush somebody to help. She's killing everyone and blowing the place up. That's crazy. She did say she was going to blow everybody else up, right? She said that.
I can drive.
No, don't drive.
I'm driving.
Yes.
And we just park and talk. Please.
Camera.
On my dead son. On my dead son.
Please, I know you want to
Dead
drive.
son.
Notice.
On my dead son.
Flip.
On my dead son. On my.
This right here, it truly has become a reality TV show. No, Mika, you're right. She makes sure that the camera is on her. And that's the piece that I said, well, somebody, and I don't know if the mental health professionals have watched these videos. It would be good for them to watch them to kind of thoroughly assess her. Although I don't know what that's gonna look like. And Tinkle said she is married. She's definitely married. That was her husband. They had the whole spat with the husband. So I don't know. Peekaboo says she was super cocky during a manic rage episode. You can't just take her down that easily when manic on this level. Okay, that part is definitely demonic, says Lily. I gotta go. Have a beautiful day. Have a good one, Lily. Thank you for coming. Can you imagine? I mean, this is the part that I feel like people are like, well, they got to work on their marriage. No, they have to work on themselves individually. They need to seek help individually before they can work on their marriage because we don't know what else is going on. And then you have this issue of substance use. Another factor to kind of keep out. We have issues of history. Goomba Head, Gerald, her husband, has PTSD from the army. I mean, those are factors. We have to factor those in. Sorry, and I just moved my mic. He was in love with her. And in my understanding, so I understand the dynamics for that. I think, isn't Goomba Head younger, like 10 years younger than Jaguar Wright? Let me know in the chat. So I'm kind of wondering if the age factor plays a dynamic into this. She knows her fans will enable her, says Peekaboo. All this foolishness, she plays up to her ratchet followers. His mental show backfired this time on her ass. You don't think? Let me ask you something, Peekaboo. Do you think that she expected to have been detained? Do you think she expected to have gotten this far? Yeah, Lady Webbs. That's what was said, that there was a gun. That's what was my concern. He has to seek help as well. I would agree. Lots of help. Mental health care is real. And yes, note that I did put the link pin in the chat for anybody that is in need of resources. Okay. It's just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. You know, no worries, no worries. And we're gonna be done here in a little bit. But I mean, when you watch this again, it hits a little bit different.
Son,
We're God's
they're
people.
all dead.
No,
They're all dead. They're all dead. They're all dead.
These are ashes that she's rubbing on herself, by the way, guys.
Look at me. Look at me. Life and love only. No bad juju. No bad voodoo. You love them.
Fuck you.
You love them.
Fuck you.
Stop.
You're dead.
You love them.
You're dead.
They've had your back for a long time.
No, they haven't. They never had my back.
They don't know what's going on.
They never had my back.
He told me how much he wants to protect you.
They never had my back. Nobody up.
Listen to me.
I got my back. Get in the fucking car. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the fucking car. I'm gonna show these niggas what Helter Skelter is.
I love you, Jag. I have to.
She said, I'm going to show these N-words what Helter Skelter is. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, no, no.
To tell you the truth.
Do you got your phone?
No.
Do you got your phone?
No.
Get your phone and get in the car. Get your phone.
Wait right here.
I swear to God, if it takes you more than 2 minutes, if it takes you more than 2 minutes to get your fucking phone, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna commit murder. I'm gonna come get your phone. Get your fucking phone. I'm gonna kill these fucking niggas. You fucking people.
Why did Solar want to make sure that he pointed to the camera so that he knows that they're live? Get in the car. I mean, that's how it was. Helter Skelter, yes, it is Marilyn. It's Charles Manson. Absolutely not Marilyn Manson. Charles Manson. Since I've been manic a few times, and usually there's no coming down until I would pass out. Now throwing ashes and shit, nope, couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. Let's go.
Piece of shit. You put your hands on my fucking nephew, yo.
Wait right here.
That she's known for 2 days. For 3. Gun sounds. Porn.
Give him his phone. Give him his phone. Give him his phone now. Give him his phone. Give him his motherfucking phone. Give my nephew his motherfucking.
Why is he continuing to record this to show? Right. Yeah. I thought he was egging it on too. I think he liked that. So it was you think, or in the moment of anxiety attack. Okay, I got you. Night Charm says, my. I don't think so, Michelle. I don't know. I'm out. I'm so sorry. It sucks, baby girl. You have a good evening, and let me know if you need anything. I'll message you later, okay? They called the calm down to a crash because you plummet from a high kite to just nothing or less than nothing. It's horrible in the midst of it all. It kind of seems like she's seeing the Solar dude as her son in a manic state. It's something. It's something. That's not her husband. My understanding, they knew each other for like 3 days. I don't know. He likes her behavior, so he looks like he's some kind of savior. That right there. Because I feel like the other guy tend to made himself to be like a savior. I'm still gonna stay in contact with her because he still kept going on. Like, who is he to say things like that? And why is he the savior of that situation? And honestly, even this is a really sad situation in general. And my thought is, I hope this lady gets help. I hope that oh, this is such a cute comment. Thank you so much. Cash H says, hugs for Hawks. It's Hawks. It's Hawks, baby girl. You were getting a lot of hugs from Cash. My thought is this. This lady needs help, okay? And I hope that she stays in the facility to get the, help that she needs. I hope that she doesn't like. I feel like even in the phone calls, to a certain degree, we got to even understand a little bit of where her mind is at when she spoke to Tokyo Tony on the phone. I don't know, but I mean, it at least tells us kind of where she's coming from or where she's at mentally. I do think that even in such state, there is a level of accountability to the things that you do. I also think that it's very poor to kind of have that spewed over to your fans, your subs, your followers, because people do really worry about the situation. And at this point, I hope that all three of them need help. All of them, all of them, they all need help. I don't know. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments about the situation. I'm going to play a little like, put the phone down, because you guys got to remember that this is what we do. Is sometimes some of these topics are a little too much.
Time to put that phone down. Time to put that phone down.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. I think she needs help, and I hope that they keep it. You think Stolar's the same? I think so too. I think he knows. He knows. He knows how to play out the situation. And I think he likes the attention that he's getting. I don't know. Jamie says, I see all this over dramatization for attention. She's too aware of the camera, and what sticks out to me is when her glasses are off, she looks to the camera like a toddler throwing a fit. Jamie, and a lot of people have said that too. You're not the only one, but absolutely, she wants to make sure people are watching her. You're not the only one who said that, Jamie. Peekaboo, you're absolutely correct. Take care of yourself. Your mental health matters, and you're not responsible for other people's mental health. You have to be able to take care of your own. The number is in the chat. It's great to be a support for others, but please note that we're all dealing with something. So just don't take on something that isn't yours, right? Never heard of these people until today, and I'm genuinely worried about them. I know, Clem. I know, no worries. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for joining me tonight on this one. I'm going to be heading now because I got to go tend to baby bunny. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and evening. We'll be back tomorrow with some other content. You guys have a great rest of your night. Bye, guys.